Hello, how you doing? Welcome back to Elite Dangerous. And today we're going to be talking about how to make money for newer players. And I mean real money, not busting your ass for $150,000 bounties, $500,000 bounties, working your butt off for 2 or 3 hours to make 1 or 2 million. We're going to be talking about fast, efficient ways to make real money. So you can get that fleet carrier or that Panther Clipper or pretty much anything you want. These methods require little to no engineering whatsoever. Things such as massacre stacking take too long. Exobiology requires some engineering, jump range. They're all labor intensive and not that effective. For newer players anyway. But these methods I'm about to show you can work for just about anybody, in any ship, with any skill level, which is pretty much, that's what we're going to be doing today. So why don't we start with one of the most easy and basic, with the old trade routes. Now, if you go to Inara, which is a invaluable website, everybody needs to have Inara. Import your game data and link your account. You need to do that. And once you've done that, you hover over data, click on the old trade routes, and we're just going to say near star system Sol. You can type in whatever system you're in, and we'll just say you don't want to go any further than, let's say, 40 light years. And let's say your cargo capacity, we're going to put that down to about 150. And this will calculate for you, given your cargo capacity, how much money you're going to make. Just click on search and look for some nice short routes. Make sure the supply is good. Let's see what we got here. Well, this one's only 32 light year distance. Over here at Carrier City in Cilia, you buy beryllium and you take it to Rosman Station in Mehudi, whatever that is. And when you drop the beryllium off, you buy bauxite and you take it back to Cilia. And you should make $6 million a trip, $12 million an hour, which isn't fantastic, but it's not bad considering you only have 150 cargo capacity. Alright, let's see what else we got. Well, this one's only 11 light years from Bodoc in Cilia. Take it over to Cowper in Anima. Take the silver over there, drop it off, get the water purifiers, bring them back. 5 million a trip, 11 million per hour. Seems like you could do more than 2 trips in an hour at only 11 light year route distance. Should be able to make more than that, but you get the point. Now I'm sure once you get up to something like a type, well, this one's not bad at all. 36 light year. It's a little bit more. Ergonomic treatments, 13 million per hour. Picking up uranium and bringing it back. Now, let's say you've done worked your way up to, say, a Type 9 or something with 700 cargo capacity, which if you already have a Type 9, that would be great. Notice now your profit per hour is going up to around 56 million, 55 million per hour for just grabbing stuff, jumping 31 light years, selling it, picking up the cobalt, taking the cobalt back. Round trip, 73 million per hour. It's not bad. So now let's talk about farming meta-alloys. For some reason, fleet carrier owners pay crazy amounts of money for this stuff. Click on commodities And again, you want to put I want to sell, not I want to buy. I want to sell meta-alloys. Just click on the old commodity list and scroll down. They're all here. Best price. Melangia. Make sure your fleet carriers are included. And hit search. And you'll see. Now I always like to get the most recent update possible, because see, this guy was paying 19 million for meta-alloy. Of course, he's 35,000 light years away. You don't want to mess with that. Get the most recent update possible. And it looks like this place over here, Ganker's Rest in Coal 285 sector, whatever, only 44 light years away. They want 27,000, and they're paying 237,571 credits per for each one. So let's whip the old calculator out real quick. And 237,000 times 100 is 23 million. If you wanted to go out and farm 100 meta-alloys, which could take a couple hours. It's 23 million in a couple of hours worth of work, because I'm going to show you where to farm meta-alloys, but the Scarab can only hold 4 at a time. So you need to load up as much as you can on a ship that'll hold 100. If you are interested in farming meta-alloys, this is where you need to come. It's not that far outside the bubble. It's a little bit. HIP 15823. And it's kind of right here at the bubble. It's not a massively long trip, but it's not exactly close either, but it could be worth it if you choose to do this. And you want to come over here to planet B2, I believe it is called. Yeah. 15823 B2. And when you get here to B2, come down to Barnacle Site number 3. Now, if you've never been here before, you may have to use the detailed surface scanner to get a 100% scan of the planet. And I always go to Barnacle Site 3 whenever I come here. It has never let me down. If you get to a Barnacle Site and you don't see nothing but a bunch of dead looking spires, then you know you need to pick a different one. Like I said, number 3 always works pretty good for me. Let's speed this up a little bit. Get down here quick. Oh, a little rough landing there. That's alright. That's why I have a buffer shield generator. Little bi-weave. And yeah, this looks like a guess. Number 3 is still working good for you. For me, rather. Oh, that looked good. What happened there? I'll put a little twist. Alright, we're good to go. Hop out. Let's do it. Get my shields going back up. Alright, oops, that was a mistake. Scorpion can only hold 2. The Scarab holds 4. So you can only really farm about 5 of these things at once. So you definitely want to use the Scarab. Otherwise you'll be running back and forth a lot. So we're going to switch back to the Scarab. And that's what we need. Now, if you're not too familiar with driving an SRV, you need to go ahead and get your RV legs down. Go to options, bind your controls. Oh, shoot, it looks like I'm stuck. It's not a good spot. Turn the driving assist off. Excuse me. Make sure you have your select target ahead button and your cargo scoop. Because you need to target these things and make sure your cargo scoop is open. If you don't, otherwise you'll just destroy them. They need to be targeted and your cargo scoop needs to be open. Now these are the meta alloys, are the big green ones, glowing green ones up at the top. And you can pretty much just shoot the spire and blow it up. And select target ahead, mining fragment. Oops, excuse me. That is a meta alloy, mining fragment. Targeted, cargo scoop open, and just run up on it. And there we have a meta alloy. Get 4 real quick, and then we'll load them up on the ship. Once you get 4, you can just log out right where you're at to the main menu, log back in, and they will all respawn. You can get you another 4. And it can be kind of slow going, but it can be profitable. Just depending on how much you're willing to stay out here and how much you're willing to load up, what your cargo capacity is. Don't let them little small ones hanging off the, it's always these big ones up at the very top. Get some of those. There's another one right there on the left. Well, I've already got 4. See, there's only like 5 you can get anyway. So rather than dropping all 4, coming back and get 1, I generally just get 4, log out, log back in, go get another 4. Should have parked a little closer. I wouldn't have to drive so far. But that is basically it for farming meta alloys. You want to go over to your right panel, hit transfer, transfer all to ship, confirm item transfer, and they should be on your ship and your inventory empty. And just log out, log back in, and you can do this till you're blue in the face. Get as many of these things as you want. So now let's talk about loading fleet carriers. Thanks to colonization, these fleet carrier owners are paying insane amounts of money for aluminum, steel, and titanium. You click on I want to sell, and you want best price. And again, get your updates going. I had a guy paying $60,000 a ton for steel not long ago. I was making $75 million a trip. Okay, this guy wants, he's paying $13,000 for aluminum, and he wants $4,292. He's only 295 light years away. That may be a lot for somebody. You may want to look for something a little closer. And you want to test it out first. You want to fly over to that particular fleet carrier, make sure you can land on it. Check his commodities market, make sure everything is still on the up and up. And most of these guys, they park their fleet carriers right beside a station because they're smart. And you can do a trip in under 5 minutes. You're just going into the station, going right to his carrier. And a trip under 5 minutes is 13,665 times a Type 9 load of 600. That's 9 million a trip. That would be 9 million every 5 minutes. So you can imagine how much that will add up until the demand is down, 4,292. So that's what, 4 or 5 trips, something like that. So that would be a good 45 or 50 million in under an hour. Now let's see what else we got going on. Let's try steel. I want to sell steel, best price, near Malanja, search. That was 12 days ago, so yeah. Let's see what we got here. He's paying 24. He wants 22,000. Now this one's not bad. He wants 11,000 and he's paying 38,000 a ton. And a fleet carrier called Nemo Industries over in Sanufe, AA-P, C22-17. Now if you chose that one and you traveled over there to it, even though that's kind of far away, and everything was on the up and up, you would then say switch to I want to buy steel near that system that you're in. You copy and paste that system, which is where his fleet carrier was, Sanufe C22-17, and then you want, instead of order by best price, you want distance, and then click on search, and you'll see right there in that exact same system, actually, even once you update it, down there at Bear Prospect, in the same system, AA-P C217, they have steel for sale. So this guy's smart. He parked his carrier right in the system that sells steel. So you're going to be having very quick trips, under 5 minutes. Just go into Bear Prospect, snatch up a full load of steel, take it to his carrier, and bam. They're selling it for $3,762, and you're making, what was that, 13,000 per ton? And here's another one in Powerball Landing. Once they run out of steel, you can jump over there. It's only 23 light years away. And now we're going to talk about Uber Minerals, which is what I call the Malanja missions. The $50 million trade missions over here in Malanja. Or Cubio. Just about any agricultural system with a high population, you can find these mining missions. And there's no mining involved. You can do this with just about any kind of cargo ship. Type 9, of course, would be better. The fewer trips you make, the faster you're going to get these done, and the more money you're going to make. Get this fine off my butt. Alright. So, right now I have 2 missions, and they're both worth not exactly 50 mil. That's 38 million, that's 47 million. And I got a 50 million one for tritium. And the mission board looks kind of raggedy right now because they're in a state of civil war. But even if you just get 1 or 2, by the time you complete those and come back, now you want to make sure you're allied with all of these knuckleheads across the top. That is very important. Run missions for them. Do all the donate missions you can afford. Get your rep up as fast as you can. Click on all missions. That way you'll see the donate missions. Donate to these folks. Get your rep up quick. And then start looking for these missions with the little blue icon over there on the left. Those are going to be the big money missions. Uranite, no. That's not bad. 892 units of gallite for 45 million. We'll take that one. That's 1 jump, 1 load in a Panther Clipper. And there's another gallite mission. 780 units of gallite for 40 million. Yeah, we'll take that. It's not bad. And we'll see what else we got. 1116 of tritium for 50 million. That's too much. That'll cost almost 50 million. You want the gallite, the endite, the bertrandite, and sometimes gold and silver, depending on if it's low amounts. And the beautiful thing about these missions, we'll see now I've got 5. So that's close to 200 million. That's like what? 100 and, I don't know, let's see, that one's 47 million. And this one is 38 million. And 45 million. And this one is 40 million. And they all have some engineering materials too. So it's about 170 million that you can do in probably 20 minutes. And all this stuff is available between these two systems right here. Between 45301 HIP, which is only 5 light years away. Come over here and go to Anatelli Arsenal, the only station here. They generally have just about everything. The gold, silver, indite, gallite. They don't usually have much bertrandite though. Hop over here. Code 285 Sector H R-A B15-1. And there's actually 3 stations in this system. 2 of them. Harbard's Trailblazer Supply. Right here. And Harbard's Legacy, which is the tier 3 up here. Between those, that's where you get bertrandite at. Between those 2 stations, you can always find just about anything you want. And I have never even been to Morton's Man Cave. Never had to. Between these little systems, right here beside Melanja, you can fill these 50 million missions up quick. If you got a couple of buddies and both of you have upped your reputation, you get 2 or 3 people in Type 9s doing this stuff, and you're all in a wing and you're sharing the missions, you can do 1 billion credits in an hour. I've done it before. You can take my word for it. Now, as a new player in this game, there's really only 2 things you should be concerned about. One is how to make money efficiently, real money. And number 2 is increasing your jump range, getting your frameshift drive engineered so you can make your life a lot easier doing 4 or 5 or 6 jumps instead of 20. Now I have videos, I have links to videos in the description on getting your frameshift drive engineered as a newer player, where to go to get the materials, what materials you need, the Guardian frameshift drive booster, which adds another 10.5 to your jump range, and the Melanja method of making billions really quick in more detail. I would check those out. Be careful of all the advice you get out there, because one thing about this game and this Discord is you get a lot of bad advice, especially for newer players. Take whatever advice you get and judge for yourself which really works. But anyway, I hope this helped you out. I'm out of here for now. We'll see you guys in the next one.